Hello and welcome to Mini MBA Hub, a central place for learning. From marketing to leadership, learn what matters for your career. Stay tuned and enjoy the journey. Here's what we'll cover in the next 7 minutes. First, what is project scope? Second, why scope management matters. Third, the 6 PMBOK processes. Fourth, the work breakdown structure. Fifth, how to validate and control scope. Sixth, common mistakes to avoid. And finally, we'll wrap up with a viewer Q&A. Let's dive in. Today, we are discussing one of the most crucial skills in project management, scope management. If you've ever seen a project spin out of control, you've probably witnessed scope creep. In this video, I'll show you how to manage scope step by step, using a real example, the Employable Skills and Inclusive Workforce Project, or ESIF, implemented by Mercy Corps in Afghanistan and funded by the Swedish International Development Cooperation Agency. Project scope defines the boundaries of your project. It's what the project will deliver, and just as important, what it will not deliver. Example: in the ESIF project, the scope included skills training, apprenticeships, and linking youth to jobs. But it did not include long-term housing or infrastructure. Setting these boundaries kept the project focused and realistic. Why scope management matters. Without scope management, projects grow bigger than planned, deadlines stretch, and costs explode. With proper scope management, you 1. Stay focused. 2. Deliver what was promised. 3. Avoid wasting time and donor money. The 6 processes of scope management, PMBOK. According to the PMBOK guide, scope management has 6 key processes. Plan scope management. Decide how scope will be defined and controlled. Collect requirements. Gather what stakeholders truly need. Define scope. Write a clear scope statement. Create WBS, the work breakdown structure. Break the project into smaller pieces. Validate scope. Get official sign-off from stakeholders. And finally, control scope. Monitor changes to prevent scope creep. Collect requirements. This step is about listening. In the ESIF project, Mercy Corps gathered requirements from youth, employers, and community leaders. Youth wanted skills training and job opportunities. Employers needed workers with specific technical skills. Donors required inclusion of vulnerable groups, like women and IDPs. Collecting these requirements shaped the project scope. Next comes the scope statement. For ESIF, the scope included training programs, apprenticeships, career counseling, and market linkages. But it did not include permanent housing, infrastructure, or cash for work. Writing this clearly helped avoid misunderstandings later. One of the best tools in scope management is the work breakdown structure, or WBS. It breaks a large project into smaller, manageable tasks. For ESIF, this meant dividing the project into training, job placement, and monitoring. A work breakdown structure is more than just a chart, it's a roadmap for the whole project. Here's why it's so valuable. Better understanding breaks a large, complex project into smaller, clear pieces so everyone knows what needs to be done. Clear responsibilities. Each task is assigned to the right person or team, avoiding confusion or overlap. Accurate estimates helps project managers calculate realistic timelines and budgets for each task. Nothing gets missed. Ensures all deliverables are captured, reducing the risk of scope creep. Now that we've defined the scope, let's take a closer look at how the ESIF project was actually structured. To make the work more manageable, Mercy Corps used a work breakdown structure, or WBS. The ESIF project was broken down into 4 main components. Skills training. This included identifying which trades were most relevant for youth, selecting qualified trainers, and delivering practical workshops. Job placement. Activities here focused on linking participants to the labor market through apprenticeships, building partnerships with employers, and organizing job fairs. Inclusion. Special attention was given to vulnerable groups, especially by developing a female participation strategy and conducting outreach to internally displaced persons, IDPs. Monitoring. To track progress, the project carried out baseline surveys, continuous progress tracking, and final evaluations to measure impact. After the WBS was developed, the next step was to validate the scope. Mercy Corps presented the plan to SIDA, the donor, as well as local partners for formal approval. This step was crucial because it ensured that everyone, donors, government, and communities, agreed on what the project would deliver before implementation began. By validating the scope early, The project avoided confusion and built strong alignment with all stakeholders. Once the project began, communities sometimes requested new activities, like adding housing support or expanding to more provinces. But these requests were outside ESIF's scope. To handle this, Mercy Corps used a formal change control process to review each request. If the activities didn't fit the budget or donor priorities, they were politely declined. This discipline prevented scope creep and kept the project on track. Many projects run into trouble because of simple mistakes. Common mistakes to avoid are: most beginners make these mistakes: not writing the scope down, saying yes to every request, forgetting to get donor approval. The ESIF project avoided these by keeping the scope clear, written, and validated. As promised, I'll be featuring questions from viewers in my videos. Our very first question comes from Tatenda, a BBA student from Zimbabwe. Tatenda asks, "What's the easiest way for beginners to start learning project management skills in real life?" Great question, Tatenda. The easiest way is to start small. You don't need a big company project. You can practice by organizing a study group, planning a small event, or even managing your personal goals. Set a clear target, plan the steps, assign tasks, and track progress. Each little project you manage is real practice, and over time, those small wins will build the confidence and skills for bigger challenges. And to all of you watching, if you have a question, drop it in the comments. You might see your name featured in the next video. Thanks for watching and being part of the Mini MBA Hub. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with your friends or classmates. We've got more valuable content coming your way, covering leadership, management, business strategies, and operational insights to support your learning journey. Got a question or something to add? Drop it in the comments, and don't forget to mention your name, location, and university. We might feature your response in the next video. Until next time, stay curious, stay inspired, and keep learning with the Mini MBA Hub.